and supporters for the Robert Sylvester Kelly, the fight against the Robert Sylvester Kelly injustice. I wanted to share with you this evening another video that I came across that I have found with Dr. Umar Johnson speaking on college, Meek, Cosby, Kanye, R. Kelly, and these terrorist feminist groups. Okay, now this, let me remind you now, this is stuff that he was speaking on before all of this took place with Robert Sylvester Kelly. Before Robert Sylvester Kelly's arrest and being incarcerated at this time, and things that he was just bringing to us. So I don't know if a lot of people were paying attention. I wasn't paying attention, because I just came across Dr. Umar. I heard his name before, but I never really like did much research or anything. Because like everybody else that missed out on all of this information at the time when he was bringing this to us, to our attention, I was just probably things going on in my life at the time, and I wasn't paying attention much of anything. Even when Robert Sylvester Kelly was going through the home arrest, I'm sorry, not home arrest. That has never happened. When Robert Sylvester Kelly was going through, like, all the stuff was taking place when they were saying he had young girls, young women, um, kidnapped and living in bondage or whatever. I didn't find out all of this stuff until after everything has happened to him. Um, I've listened to his music. I know things was going on, but like I said, things I had going on as well in my own life until that January of 2019, I broke my ankle and I just couldn't get around. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do nothing for myself. So all I did was like watch YouTube all day. And then that's when all of this stuff came to my attention. I really never watched the news. Yes, people did come and tell me stuff about, oh, your man, Robert R. Kelly. They were saying things out there about him, but I wasn't paying. I was like, get out of me, get out of here. He ain't got nobody, no sex slave. That's what they said. He was holding some woman hostage as sex slave and all this stuff. And I wasn't really at that time. May God bless his soul. That's what my father-in-law was came and told me, and I didn't really pay too much attention. I was like, you know what? I don't get into stuff like that. People just like to put up false gossip and rumors about people, so I never followed up on it until, like I said, in that January of 2019 when Surviving R. Kelly came out. I didn't watch I didn't watch the Surviving R. Kelly. I didn't watch it. I just basically was on Facebook, on social media, and all this stuff was coming up. And that's how I found out most of my information. I was finding out on social media, and I was like attacking people on what information they were saying about R. Kelly at the time. And I was like, I don't believe R. Kelly done and all this stuff. Please don't be keep putting his smearing his name out there. Please don't keep saying these things about him. I love his music and I don't care. Even if he did do it, I'm still going to listen to his music because he is a music genius. And all I can do is pray for him. And most of the songs that I did listen to that R. Kelly made, most of his songs were more of his inspirational songs. I I'm telling you, right there from the gate. I only listened to mostly a lot of his inspirational songs when I liked R. Kelly. I still like R. Kelly. Like when I liked I still love R. Kelly. And I'm still here in this fight for him. I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing as much research as I can on people that spoke on things about him, join um, all of this was happening. So I just want to share this with you all this evening. So here we go again. I'm introducing you to this brilliant man. This man is so brilliant. Like I said, he's undefeatable. Dr. Umar Johnson. He's building a school, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. And I really would like for you all to support his mission and his work of what he's trying to do. He also has some books out to share with you about who he is. The only way you're going to get the book, his book is not on Amazon. This is why you have to come out to when he go and speak at certain places and you go out to these places. He'll tell you what cities and places he'll be at speaking on political things with political and also education and every things like that he is skilled at. Okay, but he's not really looking for no political position as to be a leader or anything for politics. He just knows his stuff about politics, and he knows how this government run things. This man has studied. Okay, he knows his stuff. He's not going to speak on anything he don't know about because he follows up on a lot of things because this man is brilliant. He's a genius, and I truly believe it's a gift from God that he has as somebody to lift up our social our minds, to give us some kind of social conscience level, take our minds to a different another level of being socially aware of things that's taking place with African American people, why we have the problems in our community, why the school system is failing our children, what we need to know. And mostly his books is about that, and especially towards African American male children who don't have positive influences in their lives, positive male influences in their life. We used to have at one time pastors, but we now know what went on in some of the churches. A lot of these young men that didn't have good, positive, influential men to help them and to be leaders in their life, they turn to some people like religious leaders, and we've seen what some of these religious leaders have done to some of our male children, sexual abuse that's hitting in the church, males as well as females, but it went on more with males, whether you know it or not. The numbers are higher with males being sexually abused than females, and people don't talk about it. And that's why we have the problem we have right now today with our male children who are now having these issues going on with them as being sexually confused. I would say sexually confused. Okay, so let's get in it. I see one person here in the chat watching. Thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel. Hit the like button on your way in and on your way out. If you're in the chat, share your comments here. I'll be glad to answer whatever I can with you. If whatever I can. I'm a little tired right now because I was doing so much around the house today. I know I was supposed to get back with you all earlier this afternoon, but I just got caught up in doing some things. But before I, shut down for the evening, I wanted to come back and bring this video because this is something very important that some of y'all need to hear. So this, like I said, this video was done in May of 19th of 2018 when he spoke at he spoke on an interview. I don't know who this interview was with. I really don't know what platform he was on, but he brought some very important and informative information to us. I support this man's work. Like I said, he's building a school out here in Wilmington, Delaware, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvin Academy. I'm going to turn the camera over to him now. Thank you for watching.
They send it the stock investment school. We send our kids to college, they just become apprentices to the Fortune 500 companies. We send our kids to college, they send theirs to be carpenters, plumbers, electricians, welders. And then when we look around Cleveland, all the new building projects going on. They build it everywhere. They build it, and you don't see hardly any black labor on the project. Because we sent all our kids to college and sent none of them
I'm trying to get this in good for you.
Trade school, only 2 years. You're not going to fall into debt in trade school. It's a 2-year program. Now, you're a licensed plumber, licensed carpenter, licensed electrician, licensed welder. You might even be licensed in 3 or 4 different trades. You can go buy you a dollar house and turn that dollar house, flip that dollar house. Yeah. And now you're making more money than the surgeon and the attorney and the judge off of a 2-year associate's trade school certificate. That's the way we should be going.
Doc, we got a whole lot to talk about, man. Meek Mill, let's talk about Meek Mill.
My fellow 18th Street, North Philadelphia brother. Grew up with my little brother right across the street.
Yeah.
He lived in a pink house. Yeah. I remember him playing video games every day. I'm proud that he's out. Yeah. And I'm glad that him and Jay-Z are working together on a documentary on the criminal justice system.
Okay.
But I do want Meek to be careful.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing him being encircled by all these rich white billionaires. So naturally, the question comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Are they keeping you from engaging with the brothers and sisters on the street, given your fame and status, whereby you could trigger a criminal justice reform revolution amongst Black youth. When I see Robert Kraft and I see all the Sixers around him, it looks like he's being incubated to some degree, okay, from being able to connect with the grassroots folks to really make a serious push for criminal justice reform. Because Robert Kraft is Boston, the Patriots. Well, have you seen some of the incarceration statistics for Black men in the state of Massachusetts? So why hasn't Robert Kraft spoken out against that? But now you want to stand up for Meek Mill, but you don't want to stand up against systematic injustice. And that's where we as Black people have to really fine-tune our critical thinking skills. Because when you see a rich person come to the aid of a single Black man, but do nothing about the systemic criminal justice abuse against millions of Black men, then you know there's some sort of political agenda with that one Black man they're trying to save. See, they let Meek out just so they could crucify Bill Cosby.
Did I say that? Have I not been saying it on this show?
Meek Mill was let out of jail on the day he was to distract from the fact that they knew that they were going to be lynching Cosby 48 hours later, and they both from North Philly. All three of us are from North Philly.
So what is your take on that? What's your take on Bill?
I think Bill Cosby was lynched because he wanted to make a serious bid for NBC, ABC. That's why they got Bill. First time he tried to get it, next thing you know, his son ends up dead on the side of the road, changing a flat tire. His daughter died just before the verdict of the case as well. So this is deeper than just sexual harassment. And as far as these women go, let's be honest, and I don't trivialize harassment against women because it's a big issue, especially with Black women. They suffer more than others. And oftentimes the alleged perpetrator is rarely reprimanded when Black women are concerned. So I don't trivialize it. But there's no way 60 white women get sexually harassed by the #1 television star, Black male.
And during that time.
50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Now, you're a white woman. That means you benefit from what? White privilege. He's a Black man. No matter how famous he is, he suffers from white racism. You had a chance to destroy him in his prime. In his prime. You said nothing and waited decades, and then all of a sudden you guys coordinate this all at once. Not to mention that the DA threw the case out before, but then the current DA that convicted Bill Cosby, he ran for office under the pledge of putting him behind bars. And the lead plaintiff, Andrea Constrand, she helped him get elected. So this whole thing was an inside quid pro quo job, but don't get it twisted. This wasn't just about what's going on in Norristown, Pennsylvania. This had a lot more to do with the American power structure and keeping them out of it. See, as Black people, we're not allowed to participate in certain industries. Okay, remember Bob Johnson, when he sold BET to Viacom, he sold BET why? He wanted to get into the airline business. He looked at the amount of money Black people were spending on travel, and he said, forget TV. I want some airplanes. I want to start me a travel business. White power said, no, sir. We don't let Blacks into that. But what you can do is go bounce this basketball. And they gave him the Charlotte Bobcats. You see? Look what they did to Oprah Winfrey. She, when she leaves the major, she started her own network. She was hemorrhaging millions of dollars a day. She went and got Tyler Perry to try to help her save her platform. Because there's certain industries they're not going to tolerate Black folks in. We can get in them if we're organized, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. That's why you only got one owner of an NBA team, and one Black owner. You got maybe 2 Black owners of the NFL team. Certain industries, they do not let black folks in. You got to be white to play.
What is needed in order to break that cycle?
Well, #1, I think one of the reasons why it's so easy to lynch a Bill Cosby is because the Black bourgeoisie has so far distanced themselves from the everyday brothers and sisters on the street that we can't serve as the power base.
Do you feel that Bill had once got a little bit too bougie when he was coming down? You remember Bill was coming down, bro.
He was telling us to, clean up the neighborhood and stop getting pregnant and get married and stop blaming white folks. Bill Cosby committed a cardinal mistake that a lot of famous Blacks have committed. OJ committed it. A lot of famous Blacks have committed it. And that is thinking that you've gotten to a point where you've gotten accepted. I get another one of my North Philadelphia brothers, Kevin Hart. If you remember at the Super Bowl, he tried to go up on the stage with the Eagles at the end. Now, this is the #1 comedian in America, not Black, but period. They would not let him on the stage. Now, had he been a white comedian, he would have got up on that stage. Kevin Hart failed to recognize, my brother, first of all, you're Black and you're too dark. You're not getting up there with the Philadelphia Eagles. You see, that was an episode of Kevin Hart's own consciousness where he fell, he forgot. He thought the fame transcended race. Fame does not transcend race. OJ had to learn that. Cosby had to learn that. Kevin Hart learned it, in a not so painful way at the Super Bowl. He was clowned by all the other celebrities for forgetting the fact that fame does not transcend race. You still are in the reality.
Man, I'm throwing topics. We can go back and forth.
Sure.
I got to hit you right now. We're talking Kanye.
Kanye West.
Kanye says,
Kanye.
says that slavery was a choice.
Obviously, the brother's not well read.
so he's hanging. He's supposed to be getting up with your boy with Trump.
Yeah. After he said George Bush didn't like white people, didn't like black people 16 years ago. 16 years later, now you pro-Trump. If you didn't like Bush, how in the hell can you like Trump? But let's be honest, put it in context. I think Kanye West is going through a nervous breakdown. Okay. I think Kanye West is dealing with major depressive disorder. I think Kanye West is dealing with post-traumatic stress related to the loss of his mother that I don't think he ever effectively and adequately grieved. And I think the brother is suffering from loneliness because at that level of fame, who can he really go to and talk? Yeah. Okay, Kim Kardashian can't understand him. She's not black. You understand? She can't really relate to him. She only married you for who you were, not what you were. So I think the brother is in a position where he really needs somebody to turn to, and he don't have. His relationship with Jay is obviously strained. It's depression. I think all of that is depression.
Mm-hmm. Now, I feel, being close to the story I was sharing with folks,
gotcha.
Back when Kanye, even before college dropout, it was said that if he was not on those meds, it'd be a problem. But yet everyone was pushing him because they knew how talented he was in order to get there. Okay. Now you're there. You know what I mean? They're not making sure you have what you need or to get you the help that you need as you continue to climb the ladder as long as they're eating.
Right. I agree with that.
That happens, man. And I was like, well, if y'all know this, what are y'all doing about it?
Nothing. But see, at the same time, I don't want any black person dependent on medication to be able to function because those meds erode your brain's function over time. They kill brain cells, stunt your growth, cancer. For a man, it can affect your ability to produce healthy semen. You won't be able to impregnate a woman. They can mess with heart, kidney, liver function, psychotic disorder. In fact, this craziness that we see, I know for a fact part of that is the side effect of his opioid addiction.
That medication.
You see, so Kanye needs a conversation. Now, that's not to say he's not cooning, because he's without question cooning. But see, I also think that we as a black people need to stop letting our celebrities and entertainers be our spokespersons. We're the only race in America whose number one people giving opinions on what we need to do are people who don't live with us, married to white women, and have no stock invested in the best interests of black folk. I was talking about the Childish Gambino video earlier. And I said the brother did a good job with the video, but he goes home to a white woman. So at the end of the day, he's not totally committed to the best interests of black folks because he'd be going home to a black woman, not a white woman. We still have this thing where we think we can struggle black in the daytime and sleep white at night. That is a contradiction.
So true. He hit that on the ball. He hit that on the nail.
On this royal wedding.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's the royal wedding?
Yeah. Come on, you heard about it. Nah. I'm not watching it.
What's the royal wedding?
Come on, Megan. Yeah. I love
Megan who? Megan Good? Is that what you're talking about? Megan Good?
I love this. Yeah.
Welcome to my channel.
Come on, Doc. What is your take on the black woman marrying, what's his name? Prince what? What's his name? Who?
Oh.
Prince Harry. You know.
Well, first of all, Prince Harry isn't next in line to accede the throne. That's number one. Because if he was, he'll end up like Princess Diana going through the bridge. Okay? They're not mixing that bloodline. So either he's not ever going to be considered to be king, or he won't live to be king. It's only one of you. You're not mixing that Anglo-Saxon bloodline with no black woman. You can forget that.
They're not going to do it?
But he's not next in line anyway. You follow me? So he can play for a little bit because he'll probably never be king.
Wow.
Why do you think they killed Diana? The royal family had Diana killed. She was going to mix that line with an Arab? No, sir. You ain't going to mix no Anglo-Saxon royalty with Arab blood?
Nope.
There was no accident going through that tunnel, brother.
I'm glad somebody put it out there.
The thing is, she should have been smart enough to know that it's certain things you don't do. You next in line to be the queen. You gonna mix the bloodline?
And we did. You had a list of rules. Key had a list of rules, and this is crazy. Earlier, we'll read them coming up on the show that they have to do. And I was like, what? Yeah. So I got because I know we on time. I got to hit all these. Let's talk about hashtag mute R. Kelly.
Okay, I just heard about that.
Okay, right. So you know the big names, Ava DuVernay behind that.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington behind that. Who's the other name? Another big name. Like Sandra from come on now, you can talk.
That's the one
Come on, you know, Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
Yeah, her. Yeah, Sandra Rhimes. That's it. So, what is
feminists? Okay.
What is your take on this?
We have reached a stage in the LBGT agenda within the African American community that now feminism is attacking heterosexual black male alphahood. And so now, if you are a strong heterosexual black male who does not bend and cave in to the dictates of the feminist movement, you are at risk for having your life destroyed under false, pretentious allegations. Now, if R. Kelly is guilty, something needs to be done about that, obviously, especially with the underage girls. But we have gotten into a situation now, post-Cosby, where the allegation, not proof, but the allegation is now sufficient enough to publicly lynch you, where now cases are being tried in the media and simply rubber stamped in court versus being tried in court and rubber stamped in the media. The allegation now for a black man is enough for them to destroy you. So what you are watching is the final stages of the destruction of a positive image of a strong alpha black man. The only safe black men now are the gay black men.
Are the gay black men. Yeah. In his own words, Doc is hitting on some stuff today.
It's the reality.
Sure is.
Say that? Why do you say the gay
well, let's
black
keep in
man?
mind.
Yeah.
America, even before the LBGT campaign and the feminist movement, America, who is America's domestic terrorist number one? The unapologetically African, unafraid alpha male. America has
hated
black men more than any terrorist, more than Bin Laden.
That's why they came for R.
Al-Qaeda,
Kelly.
You name it. We have always been portrayed as the enemy. And so now with the feminist movement, you now have a situation where they can now, treat black men as the enemy, even when you do nothing wrong, just by these false allegations that are taking place. And too many black women are being sucked into this feminist fight against black men, failing to recognize that we have the same common enemy, and that's racism, structural inequality, structural bias, structural injustice, structural racism. The black man and black woman should be fighting together against the white power structure. We should come in and divide us against each other. Now you got black women attacking black men. Black men said, if y'all want to attack me, I'm going to attack you. That's why I'm not going to marry no black woman. I'm going to go get me a white woman. I don't care what Dr. Umar say, because these sisters don't know how to respect us, and our children are watching us literally bite each other necks off. So what does the black family look like 10 years from now if they keep on saying black women treat black men as the enemy and black men treat black women as the enemy? We are not the enemy. White supremacy is the enemy.
So if going back to Kells, did you see this video that came out like 20 years ago when he was
with the girl? I never saw
it. Okay.
I wanted to see it.
Okay.
So I could make my own decision as to whether I thought that was him, but I never saw it.
Yeah. So he beat that case. A lot of people saw it. They know. Okay. But yet they still supported them.
Supported
him.
Okay.
They kept on.
Okay.
They kept on. Now all of a sudden no Pandora.
Oh, they already cut him.
He's done off of Pandora.
I didn't know that.
Spotify. Now they want Nelly. They coming for Nelly now.
For the rape allegation.
Yeah, take him off. No music.
Yeah, and they're trying to get Kobe Bryant to get the Oscar he
back.
won.
They want to take that back.
But look at this now.
Yeah.
These are cases where men have either been vindicated or found not guilty, and they still want them crucified. But let's take these same white women and coonish black women who support them, who are trying to destroy these heterosexual black men. Why aren't they trying to destroy the police who killed Michael Brown? What about the one who murdered Tamir Rice right here in Cleveland? What about the ones who choked out Sandra Bland? Okay? Or Philando Castile?
Come on, Dr. Umar.
You understand? Walter Gray.
Talk about
Freddie Gray, Walter Scott. If you are willing to destroy a black man,
come on now,
no one's life, why are you not as energetic and motivated to destroy these white police who murdered black men?
That's right.
Look at the double standard.
There you go. And that's exactly what I wanted you all to hear. And I'm going to cut right here because I got to get back. I got to go do something, y'all. You heard what Dr. Umar said. They so energetic. They're so ready to take a black man, heterosexual black man, down and put him in jail. A man who has killed no one. None of these allegations has been proven to be true. These men were vindicated, but they still coming for them. So think about it, people, especially for those who come on these R. Kelly platforms attacking R. Kelly, saying that he's guilty and he did this. There is no evidence. No evidence, but there is evidence that these police officers took these innocent, unarmed black men' life. But these coon sisters out here, they going for the heterosexual black man helping these liberal or this feminist terrorist group to take down wealthy black men. I can't worry about nobody else. This is about my people. I can't worry about anybody else. See, they privileged, okay? They're privileged. I can only worry about my people right now. Because we are over the top with it right now. We need to pay attention to what's going on with us. Leave everything else, what everybody else is doing. Let them do their thing, but let's take care of us. This is what Dr. Umar is speaking on. We need to start building our own institutions, our own banks, our own supermarkets, our own hospitals. The Catholics has done it. They got their own hospitals. They got their own funded banks and everything that they are invested in that help them with building their schools, Catholic hospitals, and everything else that is needed for people to have the resources in their community to help them. So I just wanted to just bring that to your attention today, and I hope this was able to help somebody out. So you all have a blessed and wonderful evening, and if God's willing, if I come up with anything else again, I'll be back with you soon. Love you.